Now, listen, this new coronavirus, I think it's an open secret. It was made in a lab. And it was created such that it was supposed to become more dangerous. But the fact is that our immune system is cleverer, and it didn't succeed. It did not succeed. It may be a little bit more dangerous than the normal coronaviruses, but the difference is not such that we need a vaccine, you see. The whole narrative, however, has been whipped and lashed forward in order for the world to think we need a vaccine. But it isn't the case, all right. And worse still, what happens is this. Now that it is now established, it is known, it is published that everyone has an immune system that recognizes the new coronavirus and all the next mutants as well. Okay? Therefore, whether it's an Omicron or a Delta, it can't do the job. The immune system will defeat it. Now, then the virus will not leave the lung, all right? Even in people who died of the coronavirus, the virus was hardly seen outside the lung, all right? However, if you go and inject that virus into the bloodstream or into the lymph, if that virus gets into the bloodstream, and worse still, if the immune system doesn't recognize that the virus is in the bloodstream, then you're in for a very bad time. And this is exactly what the vaccination is doing. It's not putting the whole virus in the bloodstream, it's putting only the gene of one part of the virus into the bloodstream, but the immune system recognizes the arm of the virus as well and will combat the arm if the arm is produced somewhere, all right? So what these people, I have to say criminals, have done is they have taken the gene for the arm of the virus and the hand of the virus and packaged it. And this package is not seen by the immune system. So if they inject it into the arm, it goes to the lymph nodes and it will escape from the lymph nodes. It always does, all right? Not all of it, but a lot of it. And they are not injecting one gene. They're injecting about 1 billion packages. 1 billion, that's a damn lot. It's 10 to the 9th. You know, if you started counting to 1 billion now, you would be dead by the time you reached 1 billion. So, what happens then? This goes, let us say this is the blood. It's now in the bloodstream, and it is known. Then, this gene package is going to be taken up by this lining of the wall, tapestry, the tapestry. And then the tapestry is going to start making the virus. The arm is going to start jutting out of the wall. Can you imagine this? And the immune system will say, oh, the virus is there. Let's go, boys, okay? And they're going to go, and they're going to try to destroy the tapestry there. And they will. Because the immune system is the most ingenious invention of nature. Just ingenious. It never fails. If it fails, then we're in for a bad time. So, what is the immediate danger? The immediate danger is that the immune system is going to attack the walls. Okay? Then, if there's more of this stuff floating around, and this happens very quickly, you know, it happens within hours. Sure. Everything functions very well in our body. Then the next packages will seep out of the wall because the tapestry is young. It will seep out. Now outside, you may have heart muscle, you may have lung muscle, you may have liver muscle, any muscle, brain, whatever. And if those cells outside this room take up this and start to produce them, they also will be attacked by the immune system because the immune system goes on patrol. When you inject something into the muscle, in 5 to 10 to 20% of the cases, you always hit a blood vessel. when I was practicing medicine, when I injected something to the muscle, before I injected it, I aspirated to see if I was in a blood vessel.
Mm-hmm.
The CDC and WHO said we don't have to do this when you inject. So no one is doing it anymore. That's why you can do it so quickly. You know, you drive with your car, take out your arm, they plunge the stuff in, and off you are. In 5 to 20% of the cases, you are injecting part of that directly into the bloodstream. And you know, these agents are never supposed to be injected into the bloodstream. There's even a warning. Say, don't do this.
There is a warning?
Yes.
Who's giving the
Pfizer
warning?
said not to be injected into the bloodstream intravenously. If this stuff gets into the bloodstream immediately, of course the effects are much faster than if they have to drain to the lymph nodes. That takes time, and then from the lymph nodes get into the bloodstream. So you go to the bloodstream immediately, you get very fast effects. And this could explain why people are dying or collapsing virtually. These packages are made of fat, lipids, like butter, margarine, okay? And they are produced by a company that makes chemicals. It's a chemical producing company. And this company wrote in their information notes that these lipids or fats were to be used for research purposes only and not to be used in humans, not for use in humans. This could be seen until the middle of December last year. But then a lawyer, Beate Bahn, who's very well known, found out that this was on there. And she came out and said, listen, guys, something is being used that has never been tested for use in humans or animals, not even in animals, all right? And it is not licensed for use. And despite this, it is being injected into the bodies of millions of people and children. Now, listen very carefully. A very important article appeared in a major scientific journal. And they took just the packaging without the gene inside. And they did animal experiments, the first ones to be published. Although this vaccine has been used for 1 year now, over a year. And they publish and write the lipid nanoparticle component used in the preclinical vaccine studies. They say it's preclinical. This means it's experimental in humans at the moment, yeah, is highly inflammatory. And they show that when this is put anywhere in the mouse, it immediately provokes a very strong inflammation. And they write here, if they put these packages, only without any gene, into the nose of the mouse, they kill many mice. That the proof is now there. Proof has been come forth because of the work of Professor Arne Burkhardt. He was able to procure tissues from deceased people who had been vaccinated and died after the vaccination because their relatives insisted that there were autopsies done. And then Professor Burkhardt got hold of the organs, the tissues, and he looked at them in detail. Here, this is a small vessel in the heart of a dead person.
Died after the vaccination.
This is a normal, and this is his. This is a vessel. And what you see here are the cells that line the vessels, like the tapestry on the wall.
And these are the purple things? Or?
These are the nuclei here. Okay? So the tapestry is intact. And these are the red blood cells. This is the blood, you see here. These are white blood cells, among which you have killer lymphocytes, these. But they don't do anything. Now, in this person who died, you see that these cells have come off the wall, the tapestry has come off, and they are now floating around dead.
Wow.
In the lumen.
Jesus.
And they're swollen, because that's what happens when they die, all right?
Hmm.
Really, Jesus.
Yeah.
And you have to realize that he sees this not in one person, but in many. And this is the liver of someone who died. This is normal liver. These are liver cells that are working all the time, day and night. Here, they're gone.
Gee, yeah.
And instead you have these immune cells that have obviously attacked them. This is not a nice thing to know. And I am absolutely, horribly frightened that what we're seeing now are the relatively fast effects of the vaccines. But in the long run, we're going to see much, much more. We're going to see viral infections exploding. We're going to see cancer exploding. We're going to see tuberculosis exploding. God help the world. God help the world.